Hey guys, so this is one of the secret projects that I was working on. We're going to make a Minecraft cake today, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So what we're going to start off with doing is we're going to make some brownies, which will be the pretty much base of our whole thing. And I already had one ahead and I made the jello. The jello is going to be used for water, and we'll be using the jello later on and cutting it up. Let's get started. I have the ingredients all here of what we need. I'll read you the recipe. You need a half a cup of shortening, you need 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/3 cup of cocoa, 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 batches, but I'm just going to make 1 batch and then do the other batch, but I'm going to do the second batch off camera. Okay, so let's start off with our flour. Okay, so here's our flour. Two. 3/4 cups of flour. And then we need a half a cup of shortening. Okay, so we need a half a cup of shortening. So you need a half a cup. So take your shortening, and all shortenings should come with a tape measure. So then I'm going to put 1 cup of sugar, that's 1 cup of sugar, dump that right in there, and then we need 2 eggs, and then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you want to actually use a teaspoon, and this is properly a teaspoon, or you can use a measuring teaspoon, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to use this. And then we need 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa. There. Got our cocoa. And then we just need a teaspoon, or a pinch of salt. That's pretty much, that's a pinch, okay? Normally, you use an actual proper tool to knead in your shortening. It's just a thing with a handle, and it's round, and it will knead it into your ingredients for you. But unfortunately, I don't have one of those, so I'm going to use a fork. But before you do this, make sure you preheat your oven to 350 degrees or 175, depending wherever you are. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to knead this together. So I forgot an ingredient. I was mixing it together. I realized it was really thick. I forgot that you need 3 tablespoons of water. Okay, so this is a tablespoon. The bigger spoon, yeah. One. Is it 2?
2.
Is it 3?
3.
3. There. So that's 3 tablespoons of water. make sure you add that and don't forget it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back to kneading this in together. My brownies all mixed and stuck together, but make sure also when you do this that you get your egg all beat up and stuff in there, because you don't want your yolks and stuff. So just make sure you have that all done. But make sure too, with these brownies, they are very thick, so you want to make sure that when you take your pan, normally I use a smaller pan, but where I'm going to be using these to cut it up for the Minecraft, I'm going to use a bigger pan, but make sure you grease your pan really well, because these like to stick because they're very, very thick. So just take like canola spray or whatever kind of pan spray you have, and make sure you just grease your pan up very well. I'll make sure I get the sides. And where this is very, very thick, I'm going to use a spatula to scoop it into the pan. Or if you don't have a spatula, a spoon will be fine. It's just going to be very, very thick on your spoon. Okay. You want to cook them between 25 to 30 minutes. And if you're not sure if they're done, you just want to take a toothpick and you want to stick it in them. And if when you take the toothpick out, if it is clean, then they are ready. But what I like to do with mine is I don't like to cook them the full way. They're cooked, good to eat, but I like to keep mine chewy, so I don't cook mine the full time. So when I stick my toothpick in, I make sure that there's still a little stuff left on the toothpick. So that way, that means they're going to be really, really chewy. But you don't want your toothpick to be very, very dirty either, is what I'm getting at. So now that these are done, I'm going to put them in the oven. And after it preheats and I'm going to cook them, I'll see you once they're done and once they're all cooled off, and we'll start putting the cake together. Okay, so now it is time to decorate the cake. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take these brownies out of the pan and put them on this piece of paper that is in front of me, because I don't want to make a mess on the table. Now the other thing too is we only did one batch because I cut them smaller than what we were originally going to do them. So when you are buying your frosting for what I'm going to use for these are what we bought for frosting. And I bought 2 of them because I was planning on making the cake bigger than what it is. But the other thing you will also need to buy if you plan on making this is the decorating tips. And I have the wrong one out. I took the wrong one off. But anyway, there's 4 of them and they look like this. And you are going to need this one to make it look like the grass shape. And the other thing I also did is I printed out some Minecraft cutouts and just have like the diamond, the iron, the gold, and the music plate, or music box, sorry, a piece of TNT, a crafting table, and a furnace. And I also have a double chest. How do we want to make this terrain is the question. We'll just start putting some in and making it. We can put our jello in the middle, but I'm just going to move these to make these actually even. And what I'm also going to do too, and just to make this a little more sturdy for my travel, is I'm going to take some skewers. Is that how you say that properly? Skewers. And I'm going to put them through them. And this one is big. Let's trade it with this one. Put this one down here and put this one up here actually. I'm just going to take skewers and stick them through them all so that they hold together while I travel. Okay, so what I'm going to do now while I wait for my skewers is I'm just going to get this ready. Okay, so before you can use these, you got to knead it in your hands, I guess. I didn't read the directions, so I'm going to knead it like this, like just knead it in your hands. And then you're going to cut the top of it off. Like this part right here, you're just gonna cut it right off with scissors, or I tried sticking it with a skewer and then decided that I would read the directions before I actually used it. So that should be enough kneading, so I'm just gonna cut this off. You just wanna cut it like here, like that, which doesn't seem to wanna cut. I'm gonna take these skewers here and I'm gonna stick them through the back side if I can. Actually, I'll stick it through this side because it's easier. Okay, so there, now we have our skewers here, so those are secure. Just also remember to remind your guests, if you do decide to make this cake, just remind them that there are skewers in here, because these ones here, they're not sticking out, so you might forget they're there because you're going to decorate over top of them. But these ones here, down below, you can clearly see that they're there because I left mine long enough to stick out so that it reminds me that I actually do have skewers in my cake. And then I'm also just going to stick these through here so that I can remove it and get it to how I like it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around and I'm going to put some icing on them. So I will show you what I mean with this one, how I do them. And when you do this, make sure you hold lots of pressure onto your thing so that it comes out the way you want it. You just want to dip down and pull up. Dip down and pull up. this is the grass all done. One tube was pretty much just enough. There's a little tiny bit left. It got really tedious doing it, like my thumbs and hair gets really hard. But what I'm going to do with these, the decorations that we had, I'm not going to use these 3 because they're way too big for the brownies that I cut. But what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to sit these, because the frosting does get hard, by the way, so it doesn't matter. You won't get frosting stuck on your thing. So we'll put this here, we'll put the furnace, we'll put the craft. Which way does the crafting table go?
Right there was the top.
Okay, this is the top. So we'll put our crafting table, and then we'll put our little music box right here. So this would be like our little island here, and this will be like the enemy island, where we're gonna blow crap up. Alright, so now I'm gonna sit this aside, and we're gonna do the jello. For the jello, what I did and what you are gonna wanna do is when you mix your jello, before you put it in your jello pan, you're gonna wanna lace it with something, like put wax paper or cookie sheet or whatever you want, because it's gonna make it a lot easier for you to pull out and not ruin it. So what I'm gonna do is, so that I can cut this straight, I'm gonna use string. So mine are 2 inches, so we're just gonna take the string and I'm gonna pull it down through the jello. It's slowly going down. That looks actually pretty cool. So what you're probably going to have to do is, if you do what I did and you use parchment paper, don't try and pull it right off. Stick a butter knife under it to take it apart from the parchment paper, or you are going to ruin your whole jello block. Because see how this is, it's pretty decent right now, but I ruined one of them by just trying to pull it off. Ooh, I'm losing my, now they're not going to fit together perfectly. Per se, because some of my brownies I'm just trying to do a quick job and not make it look quite as perfect, but if you want to be right perfect with it, then you can actually like measure out your brownies. It's just I didn't measure out my brownies before I cut them. I kind of just eyed my brownies, so yeah. Product. Now the water isn't perfect, obviously, but jello is really hard to work with. But if you want to add some more like finishing touches to it, I didn't have the ingredients though. You could make Rice Krispie squares for sand, and you could put it around the edges here or here if you want. Or if you are playing with a bigger surface and you don't have sides like I do, you could do it however you want. I mean, I didn't really measure these. They're not cut perfectly, but they'll do. I mean, it's just a simple, quick, and easy little cake if you want to do something fun one day with your kids or something, if they enjoy to play Minecraft. Now these here, for the little toys and stuff like that, all you have to do is go on Google and just Google Minecraft cutouts, and you'll find them all there. Or you can Google like the Steve cutout, and they'll pop up, and you can print them out and just cut them up and you fold them. Now there is little things inside that fold that if you don't want to tape them, you can glue them. But I just thought tape would be easier, so I just taped them like that. But yeah, this is the finishing project. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, or you'd like to leave some feedback about it, how to improve it, comment down below and just let me know, and let me know if you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it and you want to see more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up and it will let me know that you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. I'll see you guys next time.